everybody, welcome to this week's release of BATCHEET. Today we have a very special person with us, and there's just so much to talk about in her introduction. Simran Asawa is from NIT Warangal's batch of 2014 to 18, and she was the General Secretary of TAB in her year, and she is the co-founder of Bio Network. So this YouTube channel that you're watching is like her brainchild. Um, She interned at IIT BHU in the summer of her second year and was an Erasmus exchange student in her third year to the Warsaw University of Life Sciences. She did her master's in translational medical research from Heidelberg University, Germany, and is currently working at the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in New York. So, welcome, Dee.
Hi.
Today, she's going to talk about master's applications in Europe, and I'm sure we'll all learn a lot from her.
Hi, Nandini. I'm so glad to be here. Thanks for the amazing introduction. Yes, I'm really happy that this whole BATCHEET series is going really well. One thing to point out here, BioNetwork is just advisory and, connecting them to all the alumni, but TAB is actually executing and doing the amazing job. So kudos on that.
Yay. Okay, so should we get to it? First question. Yeah, okay. So, what made you pick Europe for your master's over, say, India, North America, everywhere else? And like, why did you decide to do master's and not a direct PhD?
Okay, so to answer in the other order, first, when I knew that I wanted to go for PhD right since my BTech undergrad days, but I also realized when I was working in the lab and when I was doing my stuff that I still need to figure out how I want to do my PhD, and I need more training and to be more prepared before I actually go for it. So that's why I wanted to have like a bridge between my undergrad and my PhD days. And this master's was basically just to, prepare me well. Coming to why Europe, one thing I knew for sure that I wanted to do a master's abroad because I wanted to gain more experience, travel, and advance my career. And based on what my seniors have had done and what people that I had talked to have done, abroad seemed like a very good opportunity, and it that particular idea became even stronger when I was there in Poland for my student exchange. It just made me realize there's so much to offer, and there's so much that is possible when you're out there. So this was one major reason. Now, why Europe? Because I didn't want to spend a lot of money. Doing a master's in Europe is way cheaper than doing it in North America or some of the other places. And you get more or less the same quality education. The only barrier could be language skills in that particular region, but that barrier does not exist in academic world or your professional life or academic life, to be precise. So that's why Europe was a really good option for me.
That's nice. That's a lot of, clear priorities there. And so, like, when you say masters in Europe, you still have so many courses, so many universities to choose from. How did you go about it? Did you contact PIs or directly apply to programs? What was the selection thing like for you to select courses?
Mhm. So when you're in BTech in first year, you're just getting the gist of engineering. You're not really doing a lot of biology. Now you guys have initial biology course, but in our days we didn't even have that initial biology course. So actual biotechnology starts in second year. And by the mid of second year, you're preparing for your intern applications, and then you start thinking about how you want to make your profile so that you'll apply for masters, right? So in my second year, I was fascinated about biology, about science, and I knew that I wanted to go for research, but I was not sure what I wanted to do. Luckily enough, I really got this amazing opportunity because of which I went to Poland, and I was able to take up a lot of courses and explore it all. So whatever I was passionate about and whatever I was interested in, I just read about it, took some course about it, talked to people about it, and that's why I decided what was better for me and what I really want to pursue for my master's. So it was more of decision after exploration rather than just stumbling upon something. And coming to the part where how I chose university, so I focus more on courses. I had this Excel sheet in which I used to put, the university, the course, what does this course offer, when are the guidelines, what are the eligibility criteria, the requirements, how much does it cost, are there any scholarships available, does it need any different exam and stuff like that. So I still have this huge database of master. I can share with you guys maybe at some point
Oh,
for
that would be
master's courses.
amazing.
Where you can see all these information right in front of you. And my focus was more on taking the course that I prefer, the program that I prefer, which would offer me the opportunity to work in labs that I admire, whose work that I have been passionate about, and in a university which is roughly in top 100 or higher nature index. But we really need to keep in mind that it's overall university ranking. So,
Mhm.
for example, even if there is X university which has amazing ranking, but it may not have amazing ranking for that particular field. So you really need to see it, more objectively, and see in depth what makes more sense for you particularly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so could you walk us through the application procedure, as in talk about the timelines and the general procedures they all follow, documents, test scores?
So one thing, as I said, masters is a very personal experience, I feel. You really should take some time to think about what you want to do and how this is going to add value to your profile and to your life in general, because it's a very big decision. You're going to invest 2 years of your life, some money, and you should be really happy about what you get out of it, right? And you should have that sort of clarity in your mind. So
Mhm.
in my case, I started working on it in my third year itself. And luckily, I was actually helping one of my seniors, Ashwin. And when I was working with Ashwin, I was helping him do his master's application in final year. So that's why I was already familiar with the process by the time I decided to do my application. So I had my database ready, where I had all the programs of interest. I knew all the things that I wanted, the basic requirements. You need CV, you need your SOP, you need some test scores, either TOEFL or IELTS for sure, because you need to prove them. We are not coming from English speaking country. English is not our ideal first language. And we need to prove them that we can work in it. And you will need reference letters from your PIs, from your supervisors or professors. And finally, and very importantly, you will need transcripts from university, which is a pain. Like when you want to put it all together, it takes time. So I had like a list of documents. Also, there are some people, if you're applying abroad, you will also need to make sure that you have valid passport, which is valid for a while longer. So get those bureaucratic things also checked. um, and you make sure that you have everything on the checklist. And for masters, especially in Europe, you get enough time to do that. So in my case, I took TOEFL in August end. So I had my score in hand in September mid, and most of the deadlines start from December. They start from December till maybe March, in some cases even April. So that gives you a really good period of time to put everything together. And once you have all your in some cases you have to upload the documents, in some cases you have to post them. So keep all of these things in mind. And as I said, and I'm again pressing on it, have your database ready, like that Excel sheet where you have all the deadlines. Always try to do it at least a week before or 3 days before deadline, because the server will get jammed. Everyone is trying to apply right at the end, and then you're submitting, but it's not happening. So that will add a little more pressure. But it would be easier if you do it early. Also, when you're submitting the hard copy of documents, you need to make sure that you do it way in advance, because there are a lot of other bureaucratic things which may go wrong. So
Mhm.
these are like teeny tiny considerations which matter, especially during the application process.
Okay. So, after the application's been submitted, how is it evaluated? What are the further rounds and interviews like?
In application, one of the most important things is two most important things at this stage is as a master's, as a undergrad applying for masters, they don't expect you to know everything. They just expect that you did the best you could during your undergrad. You did some internships where you learned some skills. You had courses where you learned some theory, and you were just making your profile as as efficient as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So for masters, you need to show them that you are more willing to learn rather than you being expert, right? That's the whole idea behind learning, because it's another degree, right? You want to learn
Mm-hmm.
more. So the thing that matters in your SOP is showing how you really want to, how you have progressed so far, how your journey has been, why you came to particular fields. Say in my case, biotechnology, how I came to biotechnology, during biotechnology, what during my undergrads, what I did, and how this has led to this application, and how this application is going to lead to the next step of the goals that I have in my mind. So you have to paint this beautiful picture in a nice flowy story. Okay. SOP has to be like really nice presentation sort of thing, where they should be able to connect with you and select you as an applicant. Another very important things are your reference letters. You need to find professors who would write reference letters for you, and they should be able to personally connect with you. They should not be generic, they should be specific to you, and should be able to make you unique during the entire application. One of the most important things that you need to think about is why you and why not someone else. What makes you unique? And each and every person has something really special to offer. You just need to be aware of what that is. In my case, I have traveled a lot, so I have that diversity and that capability to adapt in diversity and make the best out of it. So you need to find out what's unique in you, put it out there, and I'm pretty sure once you have conveyed it well, the selection committee will see it.
Mm-hmm. Um, okay. So, what was your experience at Heidelberg like? I mean, we've all heard about how good a place that is, but what was it like being there? What was the research culture, campus life like?
Yes, I just realized that I did answer a part of your previous question, so I'm going to come back to that a little bit. I think I
Um,
didn't answer about interviews.
yeah.
You will have most of the programs which include practical sections have interviews, taught programs, and during those interviews they'll probably ask you to present a paper or a part of some research or project that you did. The more important thing is again to convey them how you want to learn, and even if you don't know something, you need to just tell them that you're willing to learn.
Mm-hmm.
In one of my interviews they asked me about x-ray crystallographies. I and this happened very recent lecture, this happened for my PhD, not for my master's, and I studied about x-ray crystallography 6 years ago. I don't remember. And I told them that I don't remember right now. I'm sorry. I may not know everything, but I do know how to find answers and get the job done. And I
Mm-hmm.
think that that answer might have made the difference. So this is
Yeah.
something that you need to keep in mind. Now coming to Heidelberg. Oh my God, it's an amazing city, very beautiful. It has really nice scientific community. You have German Cancer Research Center there. You have European Molecular Biology laboratories. Then you have Heidelberg University and Mannheim University. So really close knit scientific community. I was part of medical faculty Mannheim, which comes again under Heidelberg University, and which is more technologically and scientifically inclined. So I was working there, and I met one of the most amazing people of my life. My master's program classmates were as crazy as I am and as passionate about science as I am. So it was indeed a very, very good experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So, coming to the end of this interview, what tips do you have for undergraduates who are planning to do masters ahead in the coming years?
Um, First, find out why you want to do masters. Are you doing masters just because you don't know what the next step is, or you're actually doing masters because it is going to add something to your next step in your career or in the journey that you have planned for yourself? Second, not everything turns out your way, so find a way around it. See what is the best thing to do at the moment. Third, have that database ready because organization and planning, sticking to timelines is actually going to help you in this uh, whole process. Fourth, take some time to write your SOP. When I wrote the first mother draft of my SOP, I'll read and laugh at it, I'm pretty sure. But over the time, I talked to people, a lot of people edited it. I'm so glad that they were really ruthless and cruel while doing it, because that made it really beautiful. So take some time to work on your SOP, to make that story, to make that flow and convey the message that you want to convey. Fifth, make sure that you get good references. Talk to your professors. If you have done an internship, try to get references from the internships. It's better to have two references from two different places rather than two coming from the same university. So if you have a possibility to get that, please do so. And for the exams that you're taking, be it TOEFL or IELTS or whatever, take it way early in time. You don't have to prepare a lot for it. 1 week preparation is enough. It's not testing how well you are in English. It's testing how well you are in taking exam. Understand that difference. And I think this should cover most of it.
That was some amazing advice, and I'm sure like the whole process is a little bit more clear now. So that's it for today's episode, people. B, are you ready?
Yes.
Like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe,
Subscribe.
people.